This Rashad Mitchell is continuing on my part series. The professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. This is part 78. I will be doing two parts, part 78 and part 79, to conclude this part series that I've been doing. Started back a long time ago. Part one, and now it's all about concluding with 2016 Atlanta Falcons and the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs. Two teams that definitely should have won the Super Bowl during that season, but didn't do it. 2016, the Atlanta Falcons, are going to start with them for part 78. This team definitely should have won the Super Bowl. This team had 11-5 record. It was coached by Dan Quinn. Matt Ryan won the 2016 NFL MVP. The Falcons had a high-scoring offense, scoring 540 points, the most in the NFL for 2016. They won the division. They're first in the division. They beat the Seahawks of Seattle 36-20, won the championship game, blowing out the Packers 44-21. So they scored a combined 80 points total going into the Super Bowl. And they should have won the Super Bowl, man. This team had Pro Bowls like Vic Beasley, Matt Bryant, Devontae Freeman, Julio Jones, Alex Mack, Matt Ryan. The All-Pros on the AP All-Pro team. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Vic Beasley, Alex Mack. This team was loaded. And they went to the Super Bowl. As you can remember, obviously it wasn't that long ago. Super Bowl 51. The Falcons had a 28-3 lead, 28-3, midway through the third quarter. And the Patriots scored 25 unanswered points, forcing overtime, and winning in overtime 34-28. It doesn't make sense for them to lose a game like that. They had the game in their hands. They just didn't finish. I think that's something that's always going to haunt the franchise for a long time. They haven't been back to the Super Bowl since. They had everything in the bag to finish the deal, because when in Super Bowl history, once you get up by like 20 plus points, that Super Bowl should be over with. I understand you got Tom Brady on the other side, maybe the greatest quarterback ever, but at the same time, they should have won that game. They should have won that Super Bowl. That's the bottom line. They made some questionable decisions, as we're going to get into as we break down the Super Bowl, that should have been out of the question. But this game will be known as the 28-3 lead that was blown by the Falcons. Now let's look at this game. This game was scoreless in the first quarter, but Atlanta jumped out to a 21-3 lead. Now, New England had the best record in the league. They were 14-2, rightfully so. But this Falcons team should have won the Super Bowl. When you're up 28-3, you should win the Super Bowl. That's the bottom line. Regardless of whether they were, underdogs, they should have won that Super Bowl. So we're gonna keep it going and look into this. They jumped to a 21-3 halftime lead, and then they went up 28-3. And Matt Ryan threw his second touchdown pass. Let's look at the second quarter, or the first half, right? Second quarter. Tom Brady completed a 27-yard pass to wide receiver Julian Edelman of the Falcons' 33-yard line. Next play, Deion Jones, linebacker for the Falcons, stripped the ball from LeGarrette Blount, and the fumble was recovered by Robert Alford, defensive back, on the 29-yard line. So Matt Ryan, for the next two plays, completed passes to Julio Jones for a 19 and 23 yards pass plays. Then Freeman ran the ball the next three plays, covering the remaining 29 yards to the end zone, with the last carry being a 5-yard touchdown run to put the Falcons up 7-0. So the Patriots failed to get a first down in the next series, following the Freeman score, and Falcons moved the ball 62 yards in 5 plays. Ryan started the drive with 24-yard completion to Taylor Gabriel that can then complete a pass to Jones for an 18-yard gain. On 3rd and 9, Matt Ryan threw a 19-yard touchdown pass to tight end Austin Hooper for a 14-0 lead. And this was the largest deficit Brady and the Patriots ever faced in the 7 Super Bowls with Brady in it, and it grew larger because Alfred intercepted Brady on 3rd and 6 and went 82 yards, so he up 21-0. It was the first time in his career that Brady had thrown a pick 6 in his 33 postseason games. And Robert Alfred's 82-yard return was the second longest interception return in Super Bowl history. Brady ultimately became the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl in which he threw a pick 6. So the Patriots come back. They get a field goal to make it 21-3. With 2:20 left in the second quarter, Brady threw a 15-yard pass play to Martellus Bennett, then a short pass for 28 yards to James White. The drive started at the Falcons' 20-yard line, and Stephen Gostkowski kicked a field goal to make it 21-3. So you're a Falcon fan, you're looking good right now. Your team's looking good. They're up 21-3, they're doing their thing. The game's not over, but when you're thinking about you up 21-3, you should think, okay, just gotta finish. And that's what they tried to do in the second half. New England had an early third quarter scoring opportunity. Elvin returned a punt 26 yards to the Patriots' 47-yard line. They could not gain a first down in the drive. So the Falcons started the drive on their own 15-yard line. Ryan completed 2 long passes to wide receiver Taylor Gabriel for gains of 17 and 35 yards to bring the ball to the New England 28-yard line. So 4 plays later, 85-yard drive was finished with a touchdown pass to Tevin Coleman to make it 28-3. So again, you're a Falcon fan, you're up 28-3 with 8:31 to go. No, game's not over till you play the full 60 minutes. But you're a Falcon fan, you're thinking, man, this game is over, man. We're not gonna lose this game. So unfortunately, the Patriots came back. Brady led the 75-yard, 13 plays, and responded with a drive that completed 5 of 7 passes for 43 yards. The biggest was a 17-yard completion to Danny Amendola on 4th and 3 from the New England 46-yard line. Brady also made a big play by helping his own cause rush for 15-yard gain on 3rd and 8 from the Atlanta 35-yard line. 3 subsequent carries by Blunt moved the ball 15 yards to the 5-yard line. Then Brady threw the ball to White for a touchdown, but Gostkowski missed an extra point attempt, so the score was 28-9. So New England attempts an onside kick. The ball was covered by the Falcons linebacker Leroy Reynolds. The penalty against Gostkowski for touching the ball before it went 10 yards gave Atlanta even better field position. So Ryan completed a 9-yard pass to Hooper for the Patriots' 32-yard line. So a holding penalty on Atlanta offensive lineman Jake Matthews pushed the team back 10 yards. So Trey Flowers and Cal Van Noy shared a sack on Ryan that effectively forced the Falcons to punt in the first play of the fourth quarter. Matt Bosher's 42-yard punt pinned the Patriots back on their own 13-yard line. So Brady led the next drive down the field, completed 3 passes to wide receiver Malcolm Mitchell for 40 yards, 1 to Bennett for 25 to bring the ball to the Falcons' 7-yard line. So defensively, you up 28-9 as a defense. The Falcons got to hold it down, but they didn't. I mean, this Patriots team went, 87 yards, I believe. Not 87 yards, I apologize, but they started the field position at their own 13-yard line. The defense did get it done when Brady was sacked twice by defensive tackle Ray Jarrett over the next 3 plays. So the Patriots had to settle for a field goal and now it's 28-12 lead in the fourth quarter with less than 10 minutes left in the game. Skowski attempted a 33-yard field goal. Now 28. Now the score is 28-12. Still feeling good. Now the other problem is Atlanta had burned 2 of their 3 timeouts on defense. Equipment malfunction. Now this is where the game really turned. On the third play on Atlanta's drive, Devontae Freeman missed his blocking assignment on a New England blitz that allowed Dante Hightower, the linebacker, to sack Ryan. He wound up for a pass, resulting in a fumble that was recovered by Allen Branch on the 25-yard line. It was Ryan's first turnover in 2 months. So New England took care of that opportunity. Brady threw a touchdown pass to Amendola for 6 yards. And then James White took a direct snap and a 2-point conversion opportunity. Now it's 28-20. Now you're a Falcons fan, you're getting a little concerned. Because now the lead's now to 28-20, 5:56 left. So the next play from scrimmage for Atlanta on the offensive side, Freeman caught a short pass from Ryan and ran it for a 39-yard gain. That was the longest play for the game for either team. Then on 2nd and 9, from the Patriots' 49-yard line, Ryan threw a deep pass to Jones, who made an acrobatic catch at the right sideline for a 27-yard gain, giving the Falcons a first down on the Patriots' 22-yard line with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. So they got a chance for a late game 2-score lead that would have clinched the game, or at least get a field goal. You know, you got a chance. Now, that's common sense. But this is where the Falcons got too ahead of themselves and overplayed their hand. When, the next play, Freeman ran for a 1-yard loss. That was, tackle was made by Devin McCourty. Okay, so now, you got the ball at the 23-yard line. But here's where the screw-up took place on 2nd down. Instead of running the ball on 2nd down, they decided to pass the ball. And that led to a sack. You win that situation, you run that football. I think Trey Flowers was his name. Sacked Ryan for a 12-yard loss. And now you got the ball at the 35-yard line. So you're putting yourself on a field goal range. Close to that. You're still in field goal range, being at the 35-yard line. That was a bad play call. You run the football because you got the ball at the 23-yard line. You run the ball for 5-6 yards. That's good enough. As long as you keep things in front of you. You got a first down, matter of fact. Because that was, 2nd and 11, I believe. After the 1-yard loss from Freeman. 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. So you get like 5 yards. You got the ball at the, the 18-yard line. So you in field goal range. You good. But that was a game changer right there. Because if you're a Falcon fan, you're thinking, why pass in that situation? It's 2nd down 11 at the 23-yard line. The thing you should be thinking about is running out the clock. What you do, you run the ball. That takes the time of the clock. You could possibly make the Patriots take a timeout to stop the clock. They decide to go pass. And Flowers sacked Ryan for a 12-yard loss on the Patriots' 35-yard line. So Ryan completed a 9-yard pass to Mohamed Sanu on 3rd and 23, but it was nullified. So instead of the ball being at the 26-yard line, which they will have more field position, closer for a field goal attempt, It gets nullified because of a holding call on Matthews, offensive lineman. So now they are out of field goal range. On 3rd and 33. Now you're at the 45-yard line, so you're shooting yourself in the foot with a penalty of that magnitude. Incomplete pass. The team was left with no choice but to punt the ball. Now, offensively, you're the Falcons. You gotta definitely hold it down. It's 28-20. All you gotta do is keep everything in front of you. The Patriots they gotta go what? Let me see. 91 yards on this drive. They had the ball on their own 9-yard line. 91-yard drive. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. 2 of their timeouts left. So Brady picked up a first down with a 16-yard pass to Chris Hogan. Another 11-yard pass to Mitchell. Brady threw a pass that was nearly intercepted by Alford. He batted the ball in the air and it fell into the arms of Edelman, who made a diving catch as it bounced off of Alford's shoe. Edelman just barely managed to get his hands under the ball before it hit the ground, securing the ball for what would be viewed as a 23-yard pass play. It was ruled, a catch. So Atlanta was charged with their timeout, final timeout, after they challenged the catch. So Brady just went into a great rhythm. He threw a pass play to Amendola for 20 yards. It's the Falcons' 21-yard line. The clock, as the clock ran down below the 2-minute warning. And 2 more passes to White gained 20 yards and gave New England first down at the 1-yard line. With 58 seconds left, James White scored a 1-yard touchdown run. Brady completed a 2-point conversion pass to Amendola, and now the game was tied at 28 points. They became a 25-point deficit. So, Atlanta still got a chance, even though they blew the lead. The defense didn't do their job to make a stop. Atlanta started their drive deep in their own territory with just under a minute and no time to go. Falcons failed to get in range to score a possible game-winning field goal and punted, with the Patriots fair catching the ball at their own 35-yard line. So the Patriots considered, but ultimately declined in regulation on what would have been the first fair catch kick ever attempted in the Super Bowl. So New England attempted a fake quarterback kneel when he played for Deion Lewis, who gained several yards but failed to score in the fourth quarter and forcing the game to overtime. It was the first time this had happened in the Super Bowl era since the NFL title game between the New York Giants and the Baltimore Colts in 1958. So in overtime, it was all she wrote. The Patriots got the ball, they won the toss, they elected to receive, and Brady just got into rhythm, throwing passes to James White, then Amendola, Chris Hogan for 6 yards, 14 yards, 18 yards. Then White was dropped for a 3-yard loss. Then Brady completed a 15-yard pass to Edelman to the Falcons' 25-yard line. White then took a lateral throw from Brady to the 15-yard line, and the pass was to Bennett was in the end zone was felt incomplete. But the Falcons linebacker Devondre Campbell was called for a pass interference, giving the Patriots the first to go from the Falcons' 2-yard line. First down, Brady threw another pass, was incomplete to Bennett, deflected by Vic Beasley. Second down, while White took a pitch, ran the ball right. He was hit by Falcons defenders at the 1-yard line, but managed to stretch forward and get the ball across the goal line before his knee hit the ground, and the Patriots won the Super Bowl. The 5th Super Bowl after overcoming a 25-point deficit to win 34-28 in overtime. It would mark the first time in NFL postseason history that a team leading by 17 points or more at the start of the fourth quarter went on to lose the game. Previously dating back to 1940, teams leading by 17 points or more points after 3 quarters in the playoff games were 133-0 in such situations. Now, there are a lot of Super Bowls that were broken. A lot of records that were broken in the Super Bowl. First and foremost, Brady was 43 out of 62 with 466 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. His completions, attempts, and passing yards were all single-game Super Bowl records. He set the career Super Bowl records for games played, completions attempts, yards, touchdown passes. James White caught a Super Bowl record 14 passes for 110 yards, rushed for 29 yards, tied the Super Bowl record with 3 touchdowns. Edelman had 5 passes caught for 85 yards. Amendola recorded 8 receptions for 78 yards and 1 touchdown. For the Falcons, in defeat, 17 out of 23. Played pretty good, Matt Ryan. 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the problem is they didn't give the ball to Freeman enough. He only had 11 carries, 75 yards. He could have had more than just that. Julio Jones had 87 yards, receiving on 4 catches. Robert Alford had 11 tackles, 9 solo, interception return for a touchdown, fumble recovery. Grady Jarrett had 3 sacks and had 5 tackles. And this is the thing that makes it even worse. The Falcons became the first team in Super Bowl history to return an interception for a touchdown and still lose the game. Why is that so bad for Atlanta? You're an Atlanta Falcons fan because prior to Super Bowl 51, teams that returned an interception for a touchdown in the Super Bowl had been 12-0. They usually win. And New England had 2 turnovers for the game. Atlanta only turned the ball over once. This made New England the first 15 to win a Super Bowl despite losing the turnover battle. The game set the record for the largest deficit overcome to win a Super Bowl. And this was the 3rd largest comeback in NFL playoff history, behind the Buffalo Bills, overcoming a 32-point deficit against the Houston Oilers. They won 41-38. And then 2013 season, the playoffs between Kansas City and the Colts. Minneapolis Colts and Kansas City. The Colts was up down 38-10 and came back and won 45-44. The game set the record for the largest 4-quarter comeback in NFL history. It was down 28-9 in the 4th quarter. There's a bad loss for the Falcons. Very bad loss. It's not a good thing to feel good about your Falcons fan. All you have to do is just finish the deal, and you will have been Super Bowl champions. You've been the champions of Super Bowl 51, but it wasn't the case. So that concludes a look at part 78 of the teams, the professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. It was the 2016 Atlanta Falcons. So now let's fast forward and look at the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs that should have won the Super Bowl that year. So take a look at them. Now, this is part 79. The professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. It's part 79. Now, I'll be talking about the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs. This is the final team we're going to be talking about. Now, this team was 12-4. They won their 3rd consecutive AFC West title. They made their 4th consecutive playoff appearance. Patrick Mahomes won the MVP award, becoming the first Chiefs player to ever be named MVP. And they beat the Colts 31-13 at home, but they lost to eventual Super Bowl champion New England Patriots 37-31. Now this team was loaded. Patrick Mahomes was Pro Bowler along with Anthony Sherman, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Eric Fisher, D Ford. The All-Pros had about 5 All-Pros: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Mitchell Schwartz and Chris Jones. Um, this team had a great offense, very explosive, but it's just that they couldn't seal the deal. The problem was obviously this defense was not able to handle their business, and that's why when they lost to the Patriots, 37-31, it led to the result of defensive coordinator Bob Sutton getting fired because following multiple NFL analysts criticizing his lack of adjustments in the AFC Championship game as well as other games throughout the season, this defense was not a big-time defense. The offense did what they were supposed to do. It's just that the defense didn't do their part and did what they were supposed to do to, keep things moving. They just didn't do it. They just didn't do it. So let's look into this the championship game between the Patriots and the Chiefs. What went wrong? What kept them from moving ahead to the Super Bowl? Bear with me, I'll be right back. Just trying to look over something. So when I did the 2016 Falcons, I want to make sure that drive that the Patriots had, because it started at the 10-yard line, to the 9-yard line. They went 91 yards and 10 plays to force the overtime. All right, so let's get back to task at hand. Get this championship game between the Patriots and the Chiefs. And what went wrong in this game? What kept them from advancing? Obviously, the defense. We're going to look at the sequences of what took place. Now, you look at this championship game between the Chiefs and the Patriots. The Patriots deserved to win the game. They got to a great start. So they deserve to win the game. You look at this game overall. Because the Patriots was up 14-0, and defensively they shut out and shut down the Chiefs' offense. It wasn't possible for teams that went up against this offense to shut down this offense, but they couldn't stop. I mean, they had a chance to do some things, obviously, going into this championship game, but Belichick and his body work as a great defensive mind was able to find a way, and his defensive staff find a way to just not let the Chiefs do what they did best. Now, they eventually got it going in the second half, but the first half, it was all about the Patriots. If you look at this game, England outgained the Chiefs 524 to 290. Managed to prevent their defense, which led the league in sacks during the season, for getting any sacks in the game. Now, see, Rex Burkhead overtime touchdown put Kansas City away after a wild back and forth fourth quarter in which the teams combined to score 38 points as the lead changed 4 times. So let's look at this game. The first half was dominated by the Patriots. They held the Kansas City Chiefs scoreless, limiting them to just 32 total yards. Scoring drive, they went 80 yards on 15 plays. Sonny Michel, running back in New England, rushed 6 times for 32 yards to score his 1-yard touchdown run. After forcing a punt, the Patriots drove to his first and goal from the Chiefs' 5-yard line. This time they failed to score. Third down, linebacker Reggie Ragland intercepted Tom Brady's pass in the end zone for a touchback. 13:45 left in the first half. So Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes completed a 42-yard pass to Tyreek Hill on the Patriots' 23-yard line. On 3rd and 9, Mahomes was sacked by Trey Flowers for a 14-yard loss, pushing Kansas City back to the 36-yard line. And they decided to punt rather than risk a long field goal attempt. Dustin Colquitt's 26-yard punt pinned New England back on their own 10-yard line. They still managed to drive to a 14-0 lead with Brady completing a 30-yard pass to running back James White before hooking up with Philip Dorsett for a 29-yard scoring play with 27 seconds left in the half. The Chiefs managed to rally back on the opening drive in the second half. Facing a 3rd and 2 after 2 plays, Mahomes burned the Patriots defense with a 54-yard completion to Sammy Watkins and followed it up with a 12-yard touchdown pass to tight end Travis Kelce, so they got on the scoreboard. Now it's 14-7. But later, New England receiver Julian Edelman returned a punt 13 yards to the 37-yard line, setting up a Stephen Gostkowski 47-yard field goal to make the Patriots lead to be increased to 17-7. But Kansas City started getting it going offensively. From that standpoint, they drove 75 yards in 9 plays. Mahomes threw a 33-yard completion to running back Damian Williams. On the first play of the fourth quarter, Williams finished the drive with a 1-yard touchdown reception, cutting the lead to 17-14. So New England took the ball back, advanced to a 4th and 1 on the Chiefs' 25-yard line. They attempted to convert with a run by Burkett, but safety Daniel Sorensen broke through the line and tackled him for no gain. However, Kansas City soon had the punt. Officials ruled that Edelman muffed the punt, and the Chiefs recovered the ball, but the call was overturned via video review. One play later, Brady threw a pass that bounced off Edelman's fingertips and was intercepted by Sorensen, who returned it 14 yards to the Patriots' 23-yard line. So following the interception, Mahomes threw a short pass to Williams, who raced down the left sideline for a 23-yard touchdown completion. Now Kansas City had the lead, 21-17, with 7:45 left in the ball game. But New England then drove 75 yards in 10 plays to regain the lead, with the longest a 14-yard run by Burkett. Michelle's 10-yard touchdown run made it 24-21. So the Patriots' touchdown drive was kept alive by a controversial roughing the passer call against Chiefs defensive lineman Chris Jones. Instead of 3rd and long, the Patriots got 15 yards on the first down. Following the Patriots' touchdown, Kansas City quickly took advantage of a lost fumble that was eliminated due to a holding penalty on Patriots defensive back J.C. Jackson, and pass interference penalty on Jackson that gained them 23 yards. So Mahomes then threw a 38-yard completion to Sammy Watkins on the 2-yard line, and Williams ran the ball in for a touchdown on the next play. Now Kansas City has a 28-24 lead with just over 2 minutes left in regulation. So you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you got this game in hand. All you need is your defense to hold it down, and the game would have been over. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, because Cordarrelle Patterson returned the ensuing kickoff 38 yards to the 35-yard line. Then Brady threw passes to Edelman and Chris Hogan for gains of 20 and 21 yards. Hogan's one-handed catch was upheld on review. Then, after an incompletion, Chiefs defensive back Charvarius Ward appeared to put the game away with an interception, only to see overturned by a penalty against linebacker D. Ford, who lined up in the neutral zone before the ball was snapped. On the next play, Brady threw a 25-yard pass to Rob Gronkowski on the Kansas City 4-yard line. Then Burkett scored on a 4-yard line touchdown run, giving New England a 31-28 lead with 39 seconds left. After Tremont Smith's 26-yard kickoff return gave the ball for the Chiefs on the 31-yard line, Mahomes completed a 21-yard pass play to running back Spencer Ware, a 27-yard completion to Demarcus Robinson to set up Harrison's Bucker's 39-yard field goal with 6 seconds left, sending the game to overtime. It was the first overtime game in the AFC Championship game since 1986. So, in overtime, after winning the coin toss, New England drove 75 yards in 13 plays. for game-winning touchdowns as Edelman caught two third down passes on drives for the gains of 15, 20 yards. 20 yards and 15 yards. Burkhead covered the final 15 yards to the end zone, the 10-yard run, a 3-yard run, a 2-yard rushing touchdown. The Patriots went on to the Super Bowl again. Brady had 30 of 46 passes for 348 yards, touchdown, 2 interceptions. Edelman caught 7 passes for 98 yards. Edelman caught 7 passes for 98 yards, returned 3 punts for 38 yards, passed and returned 3 kickoffs for 80 yards, caught 2 passes for 16 yards. Michelle had 113 yards, 29 carries, and 2 touchdowns. Now, show you Michelle as a rookie, scoring the 5 total rushing touchdowns for the postseason was a rookie record. Calvin Noy, linebacker, had 10 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. Patrick Mahomes played very well, 16 of 31, 295 yards, 3 touchdowns. Williams rushed for 30 yards and caught 5 passes for 66 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. Wildcats had 4 receptions for 114 yards. I mean, this defense just was a bad defense, especially in this championship game. They just didn't make the stops, and after this game, obviously, Bob Sutton, defensive coordinator, got fired. So that's it, man. That was a story with this Chiefs team. But the good news is that the Chiefs will go on and win the Super Bowl the following year in 2019, and they won the Super Bowl, beating the San Francisco 49ers, Super Bowl 55. They won the Super Bowl, and they was able to redeem themselves. They won 31-20. So they could have won it in 2018. So at least they got the ring the following year, and that's what they did. So that concludes a look at this part series in general as a whole, part 78 and part 79, the 2016 Atlanta Falcons and the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs. All the parts that I've done, from part 1 to part 79, has been about teams that I saw in my lifetime that I felt were good, great teams, that could have won a Super Bowl, could have won an NBA championship, could have won a World Series, but didn't. I talked about the NBA teams that I saw in my lifetime. I talked about the Major League Baseball teams that I saw that could have won championships, had good, great teams, but didn't win it. And I concluded with the NFL teams that I saw in my lifetime. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you can enjoy it whenever you can check out the videos, part 1 to part 79. But this concludes this part series as a whole, professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. This part 78, part 79 did 2 parts, and one to conclude the part series in general, 2016 Atlanta Falcons and 2018 Kansas City Chiefs. So if you enjoyed it, this concludes this whole part series in general. I'm done with the part series for this, as far as the professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. Until then, you can subscribe to the channel, like, comment, do whatever you can to support the channel, including this video. This is Rashad Mitchell. Until then, hopefully when you check out this video, man, you will enjoy it, hopefully. But this is it. This is the end of the part series, and that's it. Until then, have a good day.